Alright, so since I'm doing this whole YouTube thing again, I might as well introduce myself and let you guys know my whole entire story, just in case you come to this channel and just want to get to know me and just understand my story in general. So, my name is Alan Anderson. I'm the co-owner of One Go Media, which is a creative agency here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We don't just service Minnesota clients or businesses out here. We also serve clients all around the United States, Colorado, San Diego, just to name a few. But besides that, let's just catch you guys all up on exactly my journey and my story. So first, I was a athlete, right? I played basketball all my life, and I always wanted to follow my brother's footsteps, right? So my brother is 6 years older than me. My brother had the opportunity to play Division I basketball at the University of North Dakota. And, being a little brother, I look up to my older brother and I want to do the same exact things that he's done, right? I want to go to the same school. I want to do everything that he done, right? So, long story short, my career didn't pan out the way that his career panned out, right? He had a more, I want to say, more successful career, like more happy ending career, I would say, in my books. He went on and played 8 years overseas, while me, it didn't pan out that way, and I'll tell you guys why in a minute. So basically, I played basketball pretty much all my life. Played at Osceola Senior High for high school. After high school, I was so focused on pursuing to become D1, because D1 is still to this day is something that you want to achieve for, but in all reality, Division I basketball is not in everybody's cards. And if I would have understood that back then, now that I know what I know now, I definitely would have went D2 to the schools that I had a full ride scholarship to out the gate, out of high school. But I wouldn't change none of this, none of my steps. I wouldn't change anything, because I would have never got to this point. All right, so in high school, I had a couple Division II offers. I didn't even want to entertain those. I didn't want to entertain those because I wanted to pursue going Division I. Who doesn't? I wanted to do exactly the same thing that my brother did, but everybody's journey is not the same. So essentially, I was not qualified out of high school to even go to a Division I, so I had to go the JUCO route, right? So I went JUCO instead of taking the Division II basketball scholarships that I had. I went to Northeast, what was it called? I'm forgetting the Northeast Nebraska Community College. That's where I went. I played there for 2 years. Didn't get one Division I scholarship, but I did get a bunch of D2 scholarships. It was ironically from the same conference that I had got scholarships from in high school. The same as that conference was basically, wanted me to come play on a full ride scholarship in the same conference. The conference is at NSIC, I believe. All right, and so I got a scholarship to numerous colleges. I ended up picking up Bemidji State University. Biggest mistake, well, I wouldn't say the biggest mistake, it was just unfortunate of what happened. So as soon as I stepped on campus, the coach that recruited me, that wanted me to come to the school, got fired. Due to the past season, I believe, the head coach stayed, but the head coach had different plans, right? He had different plans for point guard position. He brought his guy onto campus, and hey, the rest is history. Your boy did not play almost majority of my junior year, right? And so, unfortunate events, it is what it is, but I'm glad and grateful that I got 1 year out of it. As far as like being on full ride scholarship, I got a year out of it. Cool. All right, so fast forward. Obviously, you guys know, if you play collegiate basketball, you have your end of the year meeting with your coach, right? It's basically telling, it's like a report card, I would say, just saying like how you were for the season and if they're going to keep you or not, basically on scholarship. So I had my meeting with my coach at Bemidji State, just say, hey, we'll love to have you, but we can't have you on full ride scholarship for next year. So being at Bemidji State University was not in my cards for my senior year, and I had to enter the transfer portal. Now, into the transfer portal, the goal was just to get a scholarship so I can finish school for free. Right, that was the only goal of mine, just to get in school, get my school paid for my last year, and have fun. Right, unfortunately, the transfer portal didn't work, because I didn't have enough film on of me from Bemidji. I only had literally my junior college tape that can vouch for me, but that's not really good enough. I didn't put up numbers at Bemidji State, so I didn't really have any options coming out of that transfer portal. Now, the one school that really, really wanted me was Wisconsin Superior, University of Wisconsin Superior. Coach P, I love him to death. Coach P recruited me. Was literally calling my phone every day, just basically letting me know that, hey, we want you, and we're serious about you if you're serious about us, basically. So, took a visit to Wisconsin Superior. They're pretty much the only school that was talking to me like that on that type of level, and ultimately came down to it. Went there. It was my senior year. Had a blast. The most fun I've ever had playing basketball, as far as college wise, my senior year, and couldn't ask for a better opportunity and better coach. And that year by far was one of my favorite time of playing basketball in general. Like, of all the places I was at, Bemidji State, Northeast Nebraska, University of Wisconsin Superior was by far the most fun I ever had. Right, and ironically, it's a school that doesn't give you any scholarships, so I had to pay to go there, obviously. But it was by far the most fun I ever had. So now, my basketball career. So I graduated in 2020. Now, if anybody knows what happened in 2020, you can see where my basketball career is headed. So I graduated during the pandemic. So literally, I had to graduate on Zoom. I didn't have a well, we did have a graduation. It was on Zoom. I didn't even attend to my own graduation. Didn't have an end of the year graduation party, none of that. So, they say your name online, and that was it. And hey, you graduated. So, it was a weird time because we were sent home from Superior to finish school at home. And at the time, that was probably one of the easiest trimester that we had, because all the teachers weren't up to date on technology like that, and so everybody was just trying to figure this out. And so basically everybody passed with pretty much flying colors. So everybody had an A or B in every class. So that was that. So graduated in 2020, pandemic hit. I had one legitimate chance to go overseas, just because my brother was overseas and he built up a good resume, and word of mouth, however that goes, and a team actually wanted me in Australia. And then the world shut down, right? They weren't letting anybody pass through, travel overseas or anything like that. So basically everybody was just sitting on their hands until whatever happens. And I did not want to sit around and wait anymore. Sorry, there's a dog barking, but I did not want to sit around and wait anymore. I was just tired of going. If anybody knows, college basketball is a grind. It's a grind. Like, literally, especially back then. Nowadays, it's like you got NIL, you got all this stuff where you can get paid. Like, we were not getting paid back then, especially the Division II or Division III basketball. Nobody's getting paid over here. So literally, you got to work a 9-to-5 job, which is normal. I'm not saying 9-to-5 job is an issue, but you got to work. You gotta find time to work out. Make sure you are all around good to go back on campus. And yeah, sometimes Division 3. One of my teammates was working at was at Domino's during the season, just to stay afloat, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Um, so yeah, long story short, I did not want to wait in 2020, not even knowing what the world was gonna be, if it was gonna open up again or anything. So I just decided to be done with basketball because I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was going anywhere with basketball, and had to have a real conversation with myself. Like, hey, you know, money wise, yes, it may be good, but majority of especially the deal that I had on the table wasn't even going to be worth going out there. Yes, for the experience, great, but it was just time to hang it up. Let's just put it that way. It's time to hang it up, and I was fine with that. It made it easier on me because the pandemic made my decision a whole lot easier. So yeah, that's that. Now that the basketball career is over, now it's time to get a job. You're not gonna sit at home, So in I believe 2021, I believe, as soon as like the world started opening up again, when everybody started hiring, I tried to get jobs in my field. So I went to school for digital and theater and digital filmmaking. That's what I went to school for, with a minor in journalism. So I'm trying to get jobs in my field. Now, since we're in the pandemic and people are just now lifting up, unfortunate circumstances, people are not letting, like, they don't want to hire new employees because they don't want to let new people into their building because of the whole COVID situation. So I was applying for every job in my field, applying left and right, getting it denied here and there, all for the simple fact it was COVID-19, right? All because of COVID. It had nothing to do with my resume. I didn't even have a resume, so I'm glad I was getting denied because I didn't have a resume. I didn't have any, I guess, experience in the real world for them to take me seriously. So I had to go get some experience. So since I can't work in my field, right? This is what happens with a lot of people who graduate. Majority of people, they gotta go work a job that has nothing to do with their field, which is kind of crazy. So I have to work at Amazon. I worked there for about 3 to 4 years before I started my entrepreneurial career. So I worked there, Amazon. If anybody knows Amazon, I was the delivery driver. So I was delivering packages, and at a certain point in time, you delivering packages gets tiring, and it just drains you, right? 130 stops, 180 stops, 200 stops, whatever the case may be. Rain, sleet, snow, thunderstorm, tornadoes. Amazon does not care, and the logistics, a lot of them don't care either. So I worked there for 3 to 4 years. But in the mix of working there, I was bouncing around from Amazon and this new gig that I picked up, which this new gig ultimately led me to what I'm doing now, and how I'm having all this success right now. So basically, one day I went to work and I was on Snapchat. We're on the launch pad before we were going to get all our Amazon loot or route, whatever you want to call it. So it's on my phone on Snapchat, and I seen a Snapchat story from one of my friends, Marty. Marty actually went to the same junior college school that I went to, and he was done playing. So I saw, I was looking at his story, and he had on his story that he made $300 in 30 minutes, or $200 in 25 minutes, like, right? So I was curious, like,
how's it feel to make $100? How's it feel to make $100 in 15 minutes?
Yeah, that shit love, man.
Like, what are you doing? You don't have to. He's not clocking into a regular 9 to 5. I just wanted to see what he was doing. I wanted to try it. So it turns out that he was doing high ticket closing, which basically is sales. But he is selling high ticket packages anywhere from $1,000 and up. So I wanted to learn exactly what he was doing, because I myself didn't like the situation I was in, and I wanted to change that, right? And so if this is something that I might want to do to at least start and like transition, then hey, let's just try it out. So long story short, I asked him, and he said he'll talk to the owner of Applied Knowledge Academy, which is Detrice Masumu. So I went to the office, had a little interview with Benji, one of his reps, and they just wanted to ask me questions, see, you know, if how serious I was on doing this thing, and ultimately they took me serious as I took them serious, and I ended up starting to learn how to be a high ticket closer and learning the sales script, learning the product they were selling, which was e-com drop shipping, learning how to drop ship on e-com at the time, and yeah, so we were closing deals, right? Just learning how to close deals. Now, I wasn't closing any deals at the clip that they were closing deals, but I was learning. Like, what I was doing unconsciously, I was literally setting myself up for success because I had to close my own deals today, right? So I had to learn skills and tactics and learning how to talk with tonality, learning how to overcome objections, right? Just learning all the smoke and screens and mirrors that, you know, potential clients would throw at you just for them to give you money, right? And so I was learning that, going back and forth, made a decent amount of money, not a whole lot of money, obviously, because this is a new market. But there's one day when Detrice was actively looking for a videographer. Now, this is where I totally shift my mind from sales to like, hey, Detrice, let me help you create content so we can scale your business to the next level. Now, at the time, I didn't know anything about helping you scale a business. All I wanted to do was just create content for you and just tell me what you need and I'll create the content for you, right? And so, long story short, he gave me the opportunity and we started to create a bunch of short form content at the time.
What's up, y'all? I'm here with my guy Alan right now. We're recording some awesome content for you guys.
This is when probably the start of what you see from everybody now. Like, you're seeing ads, you're seeing everybody that has a product or service they want to sell, right? This 2021 was probably the start of it because everybody didn't have I want to say didn't have a job, but everybody was trying to do something online because they couldn't work a job. So this was by far the peak, not even the peak, literally the start of running ads and trying to get leads for your business. I in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but so yeah, so we're creating short form content. I'm I'm unconsciously creating ads for him, but not knowing these are ads to get him more clients to make more money, right? And so yeah, that's essentially what it was. And I always wanted to create a documentary on someone. That was literally my last assignment in college, was to create a doc, but we were sent home, so I didn't get to create that doc. So I wanted to do a doc on Detrice Masumu, on his journey, not his journey, but a day in the life of a high ticket closer. Okay, and so this video is still on YouTube to this day. And this video was probably a paradigm shift for me and a paradigm shift pretty much for everybody. But for me, more than anything. So created this day in the life videos, basically showed the day-to-day process or the struggles and the stress and to be a successful basically entrepreneur, right? And people ate that up. Okay, it wasn't just the day in the life video that we created, but it was the short form video content that we were creating along with that as well. So we created the day in the life video. It's on YouTube. I probably put a link below too, so you guys can see it, watch it. But along with the ads that we were running, that was just basically funneling everybody to his YouTube channel. So when people saw that YouTube channel and they saw his story and the day-to-day grind and what his mission and what he's trying to do, people just started buying from him like crazy, right? And literally, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he did like 50K in 1 month, or 50K in 1 month, and then eventually it scaled up to almost 100K. And at the time, I'm fresh out of college. I'm not really processing on what I'm helping him do, but I eventually caught on to it, and then that's when I had a paradigm shift in my head. Like, okay, business owners, they need help creating content, but not only do they need help creating content, they need help marketing this content as well. So not just creating content, giving him the video and just say, here's your video, and here's my payment, like give me my money, whatever. It's taking that content and helping him strategically post on Instagram and YouTube to get more leads, right? And then so he can close more deals, right? So that's essentially what it was. Helped him scale to over 100K in probably a single month, and I didn't know it, like I didn't know what I had done at the time. So, but yeah. All right, so that was 2021, 2022. That was that run, and then I eventually started One Go Media with my brother Aaron Anderson. After he officially retired from playing basketball overseas, we started this business in 2023, I believe. The end of 2022, going into 2023. That's when we filed for our LLC, and we started One Go Media, right? And now we help service-based business owners create content that would generate them monthly recurring revenue. But it's not really, kind of ventured out to just not only serving service-based business owners. We got all types of clients, right? We niched down to Minnesota service-based business owners first, but now since we have grown, we got the collaboration, the partnership with Taitachan now, and now that we have been able to grow One Go Media, now we don't just service Minnesota businesses. We service any and everybody in the United States. Yeah, so yeah, that is my story. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Any part of that story I wouldn't change. Even me declining all the Division II scholarship offers. Because any little change in that journey would have never, I probably wouldn't even be here speaking to y'all, or even had this business, or even started a business with my brother, where I'd probably be still playing overseas right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, hit the subscribe button and subscribe for more. I will catch you guys on the next one, and let me know if you guys want to see whatever y'all want to see on this channel. Make sure you like this video too if you did like it. That way I know to continue to make videos. If not, hey, I'm gonna just stop making videos. All right, so peace.